Welcome back, everybody. We're still doing our 6,000 giveaway, 6,000 subscriber giveaway for a box of Fabled. So you can go ahead and get all your new singer cards because Steel Song is still actually a deck, and I think it's actually going to be a good deck. The identity of it has changed. It's changed a little bit, and you saw the thumbnail. You already know it is Ruby Steel songs, no longer Amber Steel songs. We lost Rapunzel, we lost Ariel, and well, we got Powerline and Goof, Max Goof to be specific. So like, share, subscribe. I'm going to be throwing a bunch more template decks at you guys, and that's exactly what these are. Sat down, thought it out. I think they're very, very good starting points, but obviously we'll have to see how the format shifts, how it goes, and how testing goes. But these are a bunch of deck lists that I plan to start with and see how it goes, and we're going to go ahead and talk about them and go over some of the reasons to or to not play it. I think that this deck is still going to be one of the better control decks. We saw red-blue really kind of got hurt. They lost a lot of their consistency. No more Grammatala. No more How Far I'll Go. That's very good consistency and ramp. In addition to that, that deck falls behind, but then they just B-prep UC, so you blow you out and you can't claw your way back in. They lost those blowouts, so I'm not very confident in red-blue into this next format, which is pretty good for a song deck. And I think our stat lines on the Ruby Singers are better overall than those 2 3s. Instead, you got like 4 3s and 3 2s, and I think it's a little more beneficial. There is a little bit less in the removal, if you will, the damaging songs. There's no more Zeus, there's no more Storm. You don't have the option of grab your swords. Obviously, things like A Whole New World are gone, but I was actually playing Steel Song and doing really well playing Beyond the Horizon instead of the Whole New World, because sometimes with Whole New World, it's like you do it because you have the tempo and the board, but your opponent gets a new hand, and once in a while they claw their way back because of it. Whereas Beyond the Horizon, you can go after their hand if they have a lot of cards, and if they don't, you can just do it to yourself, and they don't get the reap the benefits of it. So Beyond the Horizon has been going really, really crazy. This deck it's got some card draw. There's maybe some issues with that, but I feel like a handful of decks are going to have to figure out their card draw and consistency. If you're not playing Amethyst, you really got to narrow that down. I'll do a deck building video into the Fabled format for the different colors, how to try to supplement the weaknesses, stuff like that, if you want to hit that subscribe button and stick around, as well as breaking down going into Fabled the best cards, the worst cards, the reprinted cards, the best cards not coming back, the winners, the losers, which decks are up, which decks are down, all that stuff with a updated prediction tier list. I didn't plan on saying prediction. That's why I went like this with tier list, because there's really no data to go off of it. It's all just a prediction. That's what it's going to be. But without further ado, we got some new songs, and those are new cards. And first off is in that 2-drop spot, we got Powerline. He's a 3/2 Inkable Singer 4. Not too bad, kind of replacing the Ursula Troubadour spot from the Amber version of the deck. Having extra strength, lower willpower. That's kind of a theme we're seeing with the Ruby Singers versus the Amber Singers. And another 2-drop is, well, we lost Smee, and Nathaniel Flint, personally, I think isn't that great. But Roxanne is a 2-cost inkable card that's a 2/3 1-quester. However, if you have a Singer, she gets +1 strength and 1 lore. Meaning, if you have a Singer on board, she's a 3/3 2-quester. Remind you of anyone? She doesn't, however, take damage in the end step of your turn. We're playing the 12 Singers in the deck, so you're not always going to get to have that benefit, but a decent amount of the time you're going to have that benefit. And I think she's going to actually be one of the kind of slept-on cards of the format, but I really think Roxanne is in a good spot to help out, especially a deck like this where you lose your Smee. We do have Lawrence at 3 still. You need early presence, you need strength, you need something to combat Egg, or you need to be able to go under other control decks. So I do like Lawrence in there, but maybe he comes out. He's definitely one of those pivot spots. I guess I didn't realize I didn't have the deck up for you guys yet. We're playing Lawrence at 3, by the way. Other new cards, 3-cost cards. Lilo. When you play her, all your characters get +3. we're not playing the alien package to really reap the benefits of her other ability, but when she hits the board, giving +2 challenger to all your characters is pretty good overall, I think. And it's a nice little way to swing tempo back in your favor. If you're trying to go wide, combat, go wide, you slap her down, you boost all your strengths, allowing you to go after things like Rhino more effectively as well. Playing her in there for that reason. And the other 3-cost card is Max Goof. Like I said, he's a 4/3 inkable 5 singer. We're not playing locations, guys, so that doesn't really matter that he can't move to one, because there's really not much for good locations in the game at all right now anyway. So who's playing locations? Makes you wonder. Ruby card can't go to a location. You have Tuk Tuk, you got the Raya, you got Jim Hawkins. Maybe we get some reprints of some locations or some good ones in the next set. Maybe Jim Hawkins comes back, and then you can't really pair up your singers with that location deck. Just looking forward a little ways there. Other new cards, I like Jasmine a lot, the 5-cost steel card. She's a 3/7, which is a big stat line, 2-quester, and evasive on your turn. She's really checking all those boxes, guys. And in addition to that, you can discard a card. She gets Challenger +3, which means she would be 6/7 that turn. So it's an answer for half sharks. It's an answer for any evasive threat really in the entire game. And, well, if you don't have to worry about their evasives, she's a 2-quester with a 7 booty. That's pretty threatening to deal with for your opponent. Powerline's a 9 singer. The only other 9 singer we have in the game sucks. This one, however, does not. When he sings a song, you get to look at the top 4 cards, and you can play a 9-cost song or less for free. So that means any song in... Oh, not quite any song in our deck. We'll get to that. Anyways, then when we go ahead and look into other songs, actions, things like that, eye to eye, being able to draw 2 cards, get 2 lore. Your opponent gets to as well, but if more than 2 or more characters sing the song, you get to re-ready them. And any song deck like this, that's pretty darn good, guys. So let's go ahead and throw the deck list up there for you guys. Like I said, Lawrence at 3. I did not see that coming at all. Sorry, guys. I am not funny at all. But 4 Mulans, just trying to help that consistency of the deck, so that 1 drop where you get to tutor your hand a little bit, draw a card, pick a card to discard. Just trying to fix your hand in that early game state, get things rolling. Calhoun on 2, especially if you're on the draw, just to be able to come back versus those aggro decks. Especially, like I said, if they get you get Lilo down 2, now all of a sudden, like, your Calhoun can trade into a Rhino really effectively. Like, there's some good things going for you in that regard. 4 Powerline, 4 Roxanne, rounding out our 2 drops. Then in the 3s, your Max Goof it's your singer. We're playing Steel Song. That's your ideal play line. So 4 Max Goofs. There's going to be a lot of actions, lots of songs in the format, blue-green decks, Blurple decks, Ruby Steel decks. There's going to be a handful of decks that are playing action. So Pete being in there at a 4 of, I think, is a good call. The 3 Lawrence, 2 Lilos, just 1 Jasmine. I want to try her out. I was like, do I want to put her in here at all, really? And then I'm like, yeah, I think I do. I think I do want to try her. So we're going to try her as that Saki 1 of. Namari from set 8 might also fit into this spot. We'll see how testing ends up going. We're playing a Ruby action deck, so Half Shark is going to be in there. This card is one of the best cards in the entire game, so we're going to go ahead and take advantage of getting free lore off of actions, and then playing free actions and getting more lore, and yeah, it's going to be fun, guys. 4 Powerline, the big shift, and then we go into our actions. So we got 2 Desperate Plans. Again, kind of like Mulan, trying to supplement the consistency of the deck here. 4 Strength, 4 Be King Undisputed as damage removal type cards. Pirate's Life helping you close out games, get that lore, slow your opponent down. You got the Beyond the Horizon for the consistency. 3 Eye to Eye for, again, closing out games, a little bit of consistency. Your opponent gets to reap some benefits from it too, so just remember that when you're using it. And then lastly, Mob Song. I called this a while back. I'm like, okay, we're not getting Zeus. We're not getting Storm. Maybe Grab Your Sword. So I was like, honestly, Mob Song might be a decent card to reprint. And With your singers, you can play this card pretty early, swing tempo back, and I think Mob Song's actually going to be a pretty slept-on card of the format, and this deck is going to play it better than any other deck. And watch out for it, aggro players, because it's going to be a thing. Mob Song, Steel Song. You're not in the clear. Steel Song is still a deck to keep your aggro in check. That's all I got for you guys today. You know updated blurple's coming, so stick around for that. Like I said, breaking down the Fabled in its entirety, 20 best cards not to get reprinted. We got the 10 best reprints of the set, the 10 best cards of the set, the winning decks of the set, the losing decks of the set, an updated prediction tier list moving forward so we can all get ready. Let's go ahead, grind, test, do all that good stuff, and hopefully see some of you guys in Milwaukee this October. But don't sleep on set championships. That Maleficent looks good. So we're going to have all kinds of content, throwing it out there. Lots of decks, lots of helpful videos, updating decks as we test them too once all of our online resources get updated and all that good stuff. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget the Fabled giveaway we mentioned. All you have to do is subscribe. Once we hit that goal, we'll give that box away. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Take care.